Okay, let's just dive right into this. You know, if you own an outdoor swimming pool, or honestly, even if you're just fascinated by the hidden science of everyday life, you are unknowingly hosting this massive, microscopic war in your backyard every single sunny day. It's this completely unseen chemical battle happening right there in the water. Literally a relentless clash between the sun's powerful UV rays and the sanitizer that you're trusting to keep your water safe. So today in this explainer, we're going to unpack the really fascinating and frankly kind of surprising double-edged sword of pool chemistry, cyanuric acid. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to cover the chlorine problem, CYA, or chlorine sunscreen, the overstabilization trap, the ideal balance, and finally, managing your pool. All right, Section 1, the chlorine problem, sunlight versus sanitizer. Let's start with the absolute core vulnerability of maintaining any outdoor pool, which is the fundamental weakness of our primary defender, chlorine. If you've ever managed a pool yourself, you know this universal frustration, right? You test the water, you add the perfect amount of chlorine, and then a day or two later, it's just gone, seemingly vanished into thin air. So why does your pool's chlorine keep disappearing? Well, you might naturally think it's just getting used up fighting bacteria or algae, but the primary culprit in an outdoor pool is actually looking right down at you. It's the sun. Now, what's truly staggering here is just how fast this destruction actually happens. 45 minutes. That is the half-life of chlorine when it's exposed to direct sunlight. Think about what that means mathematically for a second. In just 45 minutes, half of your unstabilized chlorine is totally destroyed by UV rays. Wait another 45 minutes, and half of what's left is gone too. Studies show that a massive 75 to 90% of your chlorine can be completely wiped out in just 2 hours of direct sunlight. Honestly, without some kind of intervention, you'd be out there dumping buckets of chlorine into your pool all day, every day, just to keep up. Let's move to Section 2, CYA, chlorine sunscreen, the 1956 miracle. So up until the mid-1950s, adding chlorine daily was pretty much exactly what pool owners had to do. But then, a massive breakthrough happened. Enter cyanuric acid. In the pool industry, it's commonly known as CYA, or sometimes just called stabilizer. Discovered for this specific use back in 1956, CYA is this really interesting hexagonal molecule made of alternating nitrogen and carbon atoms. What makes it basically magical is that it allows up to 3 molecules of chlorine to actually attach to its nitrogen atoms. This creates what's called a weak nitrogen-chlorine bond. Now, why does weak matter here? Because it means the chlorine is held safely to shield it from the sun, but the bond is loose enough that the chlorine can still let go when it needs to attack and kill a germ. It's quite literally a highly effective molecular sunscreen for your pool. And this dynamic is just brilliant. The experts over at Orenda Technologies use a perfect metaphor for this, actually. Imagine CYA as a little life raft floating around in the pool. When a chlorine molecule holds onto the raft, it is fully protected from the sun's UV rays. But, and this is key, while it's holding on, it cannot actively sanitize. When a germ comes along, the chlorine physically has to let go of the raft to oxidize or kill the invader. Once it lets go, it becomes active, free available chlorine. It's highly effective against bacteria, but suddenly it's entirely vulnerable to being destroyed by the sun. It's basically this constant, microscopic game of musical chairs. So, does this raft thing actually work in practice? Well, look at this graph from John Wojciewicz's research on photochemical decomposition. That open diamond line all the way at the bottom, that shows water with 0 CYA. Look at how aggressively it just plummets. The chlorine is essentially gone in hours. But look at the lines right above it, which represent water treated with CYA. The chlorine degradation flattens out dramatically. The data proves that CYA can extend the life of free chlorine by as much as 8 times in direct sunlight. I mean, for the outdoor pool industry, this was an absolute game changer. Which brings us to Section 3, the overstabilization trap, when the protector becomes the threat. But here is where our explainer takes a bit of a sharp turn. In chemistry, there's always a catch, right? What happens when you have way too many life rafts in the water? Well, we enter the overstabilization trap. We can clearly see the severity of this issue in a direct warning from the Nevada County Health Department. They state, as the level of cyanuric acid rises, free chlorine's ability to act as a disinfectant is weakened. The amount of time it takes to kill bacteria lengthens. Remember that weak nitrogen-chlorine bond we talked about? If there's too much CYA in the water, the chlorine basically gets trapped on the rafts. It becomes incredibly sluggish. So the very chemical that was meant to protect your pool's defenses is now effectively crippling them. Okay, so what does this actually mean for the safety of the water you're swimming in? Well, as CYA levels increase in parts per million, or ppm, the time it takes to kill dangerous bacteria absolutely skyrockets. Laboratory data mapping minimum available chlorine against bacterial kill times shows that with high CYA, nasty bacteria like Streptococcus faecalis survive significantly longer. To overcome this sluggishness, you'd basically have to artificially pump up your free chlorine levels to massive heights just to achieve the same exact 30-second kill time you'd have in a totally unstabilized pool. To put that into perspective, in the real world, if you have 100 ppm of CYA, you effectively have zero active, free available chlorine until you push your chlorine levels past 7.5 ppm. That's huge. On to Section 4, the ideal balance, a scientific debate. This brings us to a really fascinating scientific debate. If a little CYA is essential, but a lot of it is dangerous, what exactly is the magic number? Well, the experts actually do not agree. We can see this tension just by looking at the competing guidelines across the industry. And hey, we aren't taking sides here. We're just neutrally reporting the data to show you how incredibly complex this balance is. The California Health and Safety Code sets the maximum legal limit at 100 ppm. Conventional pool wisdom, endorsed by many chemical suppliers and health counties, suggests an optimal range of around 30 to 50 ppm. However, water chemistry companies like Orenda push for a much more minimalist approach, recommending keeping it under 30 ppm to keep that chlorine highly active. And maybe most surprisingly, a study published by UC Davis found significant chemical savings and protection with CYA levels as astonishingly low as just 2 to 3 ppm. It's this ongoing, intense conversation balancing UV protection against pure sanitizing strength. Finally, Section 5, managing your pool. Actionable steps and strict rules. Okay, so what does all this mean for your backyard? Let's pivot to some practical, actionable advice. How do you manage this really delicate chemical dance without falling headfirst into the overstabilization trap? Well, here are the steps to regain control. First, you've absolutely got to test your CYA levels at least once a month. Second, if your levels are climbing, you need to immediately stop using stabilized chlorines. Those are products like dichlor and trichlor tablets, which come packed with around 50 to 58% CYA baked right into them. You'll want to switch to unstabilized options like liquid chlorine. But what if your levels are already way too high? Well, here is probably the most important fact you'll take away today. When pool water evaporates, CYA stays behind. It literally never leaves. Because of that, no chemical out there can magically remove it. The only effective way to reduce CYA is physical removal. You have to partially drain your pool and refill it with fresh water. There's just no way around it. Also, there are some strict environments where CYA is not just unnecessary, it is actively dangerous. You should literally never use CYA in an indoor pool. Without direct sunlight, there is zero UV threat, making CYA entirely pointless. It only serves to weaken your chlorine. Furthermore, never ever use it in spas or hot tubs. The health data is incredibly clear on this one. Even moderate levels of CYA in a hot tub can increase the time it takes chlorine to kill Pseudomonas aeruginosa, that's the bacteria responsible for the dreaded hot tub itch, by up to 100 times. It is so risky that new spas are legally not even permitted to install systems that feed CYA into the water. Which really leaves us with this. The next time you go to drop a chlorine tablet into your pool skimmer, just take a quick moment to consider the invisible chemistry you're setting into motion. You are adding the ultimate UV protector, yes, but you're also adding a permanent molecule that slowly traps your sanitizer. It requires a delicate, highly intentional balance, so look at your water, think about those little molecular life rafts floating around, and ask yourself, is your pool's protector actually its biggest threat? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep asking questions about the amazing science happening right in your own backyard.